And at this time, we would like to recognize all our veterans for their dedication and service to our country. Please rise. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Provost Emeritus Cecil Lytle from the Department of Music.
Good morning, graduates and families. It's a pleasure to see you here. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker today. Chances are you've listened to Nathan East all of your life. You just may not have known it, at least not until today. East is one of the world's finest musicians. When Quincy Jones needs a bass player, he calls Nathan East. When Michael Jackson needed a bass player, he called Nathan East. When Beyonce needs a bass player, she calls. And the list goes on to include Barbra Streisand, Andre Bocelli, Eric Clapton, Sarah Bareilles, Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, and just about any recording artist you could think of. They all call Nathan East. If you ever danced, sung, hummed, or whistled to Daft Punk's 2013 hit, Get Lucky, you were dancing, singing, humming, and whistling to Nathan East's bass arrangements. So we called Nathan East. A native San Diegan, Nathan once sat among the same seats you presently occupy. He is a graduate of Thurgood Marshall College. So too is his wife, Dr. Anita Wright. Nathan and Anita support a UCSD scholarship fund that helped put a dozen of you in these seats today. Like you, when they left these seats then, the future was promising, yet uncertain. When he leaves his seat on the dais today, Nathan will begin his 23rd tour of Japan and Asia with Eric Clapton. Please join me in giving a warm UCSD welcome to your friend, UCSD's alum, Nathan East.
Thank you very much, Cecil. Of all those calls, I think the most important one was the opportunity to come here and celebrate with you here today. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Cecil Lytle, the UCSD faculty, Chancellor Khosla, Sarah Turner, and everyone for helping put this day together. First thing, good morning and congratulations, class of 2014. Marshall, yes. And it's an amazing accomplishment, and I can imagine how proud your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, and everyone is. But can we give a shout to the dads of grads today and say Happy Father's Day? I'd also like to acknowledge that on my travels, I've been all around the world many, many times, but it's always a pleasure to come back to America's finest city, San Diego, California. It's hard to imagine that it was more than 40 years ago that I stepped foot on this campus as a student. I was 8 years old at the time, and you can imagine how futuristic that UCSD library looked back then. That architecture is still way ahead of its time. I got some of my best nap time in there, peace and quiet. Some of the days I found that the workload felt so heavy that I questioned as to whether or not I was going to get out of this place. One of the first things I learned was you really have to hone your time management skills, and because there's so much to get done, a massive amount of homework and a massive amount of partying, and you got to kind of balance those things. But I can actually tell you that of the years I walked this campus, those were some of the most enjoyable years of my entire life. Getting accepted to this campus was one thing, but graduating is a whole nother story. So how's it feel to have those final exams behind you? I'm grateful for the time I spent here for many reasons, and I'm grateful for the education. But the extent of what I learned is not limited to what I was taught in the classroom. I learned about work ethic. I learned about integrity. I learned about finishing something that you start. I learned about relationships. I learned about life. This was all in addition to learning the periodic table of elements. And that knowledge came in handy while I was watching Breaking Bad. So you do use the knowledge that you walk away from here with. But one of the things that I will be most grateful about for attending this great university, and it literally took place a few yards from where we sit today, exactly 40 years ago, I met my soulmate, the lady of my dreams, my wife, Anita. Not only was she beautiful, smart, and sweet as can be, but what confirmed to me that she was the one was one day in the parking lot just behind us. I was looking for a parking space, and you all know how difficult that can be. Anywhere on this campus, it can take hours, literally. So Anita was in the same parking lot at the same time looking for a space, and the two of us simultaneously converged on the same exact only space left on the planet. My class started in about 3 minutes, and it was a 6-minute walk from that space. So she noticed the look of desperation on my face, and she kind of waved over there, and I could see her lips saying, "You take it." 40 years later, Anita and I are happily married, and here today, she's here to celebrate with us today with our 2 children, Sarah and Noah. Hi, guys. So the moral of the story is, in all the ways to capture a person's heart, try giving up a parking space. It really works. Today, you celebrate your own personal experiences here. You celebrate the light of knowledge that fills you now. This is a perfect opportunity to go out and share that light with the world. Maya Angelou said, "When you learn, teach. When you get, give." Listen to that voice deep inside you. Align yourself with people that think like you. Get in touch with your genius. Be grateful. Jump in the game. Like my friend Andre Agassi says, never let winning or losing distract you from the goal of always getting a day better. Follow your passion, discover your gifts, and most importantly, be a blessing to others. And in the words of Harriet Tubman, don't be afraid to dream big. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and change the world. And last but not least, please be careful what you post on Facebook. By the way, your education is the one thing in life that cannot be taken away from you. So, God bless you, Tritons. Have an amazing life, and congratulations, class of 2014. Thank you.